Which of the following is known as the suicide bag of the cell? Lysosome. The basic structural and functional unit of life is cell. Which organelle is called the powerhouse of the cell? Mitochondria. Which blood cells help in immunity? WBC. Which pigment is responsible for photosynthesis? Chlorophyll. The largest gland in the human body is liver. The largest organ in the human body is skin. Which blood group is called the universal donor? O negative. Which blood group is called the universal recipient? Or B positive. Which tissue transports water in plants? Xylem. Which enzyme is present in saliva? Amylase. Which hormone regulates blood sugar? Insulin. Which scientist is known as the father of genetics? Mendel. Which part of the brain controls balance? Cerebellum. The primary function of ribosomes is protein synthesis. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Who proposed the cell theory? Schleiden and Schwann. Who is known as the father of evolution? Darwin. Which kingdom includes mushrooms? Fungi. Double fertilization is found in angiosperms. Which chamber of the heart has the thickest wall? Left ventricle. Which biome has the highest biodiversity? Tropical rainforest. Antibodies are produced by specialized white blood cell called B. Lymphocytes. The pacemaker of the heart is SA node. Which antibody is most abundant in human blood? IgG. Which codon acts as the start codon? A UG. Which scientist proposed the double helix model of DNA? Watson and Crick. Which enzyme joins Okazaki fragments? DNA ligase. The site of the Calvin cycle is stroma. Which blood vessel carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart? Pulmonary vein. Which blood vessel carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs? Pulmonary artery. Which scientist discovered penicillin? Alexander Fleming. Which of the following is a living fossil? Correct answer is all of the above. Which is the most abundant protein on Earth? Rubisco. Which vitamin is essential for blood clotting? Vitamin K. Which hormone is called the emergency hormone? Adrenaline. The Red Data book contains information about endangered species. Biological oxygen demand, BOD, is an indicator of water pollution. Which gas is primarily responsible for acid rain? Sulfur dioxide, SO2. The oxygen dissociation curve of hemoglobin is sigmoid. PCR stands for polymerase chain reaction. Which gas contributes most to the greenhouse effect due to human activities? Carbon dioxide. The functional unit of skeletal muscle is sarcomere. Which plant hormone is mainly responsible for stomatal closure during water stress? Abscisic acid. Which microorganism is commonly used in bread making? Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Which blood cells are responsible for phagocytosis? Neutrophils. The pH of human blood is approximately 7.4. Which one is an ex situ conservation method? Seed bank. Which of the following is a vector used in gene cloning? Plasmid. Which hormone stimulates milk ejection in humans? Oxytocin. Which scientist gave the five-kingdom classification system? Robert Whittaker. Which cell organelle is primarily responsible for intracellular digestion? Lysosome. Which of the following is a nitrogen-fixing cyanobacterium? Anabaena. Which part of the flower develops into the fruit after fertilization? Ovary. Which enzyme converts fibrinogen into fibrin during blood clotting? Thrombin. Which one of the following diseases is caused by a protozoan? Malaria. Which of the following organelles contains its own DNA and ribosomes? Both mitochondria and chloroplasts. Which one of the following is known as the graveyard of RBCs? Spleen. In humans, the normal fasting blood glucose level is approximately 70 to 100 milligrams per deciliter. Which one of the following is an example of incomplete dominance? Snapdragon flower, Antirrhinum. Which of the following is the correct sequence of taxonomic hierarchy? Correct answer is kingdom to phylum to class to order to family to genus to species. How many did you get right? Comment your score below. Thanks for watching.